Now at 10, some people in Knoll, Missouri report an increase in stray animals. Plus, a consumer warning about a moving company in Missouri, and an organization in Joplin helps area women get free mammograms.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Knoll, Missouri is dealing with concerns regarding stray animals. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. While some residents and a local rescue center say there has been an increase in the number of stray animals in the city since the Tyson plant closure, Knoll's Marshal Randy Wilson says he has not noticed that. KOAM's Fernandez Silva spoke to them.
Yeah, we've had 5 surrenders and 2 abandoned pregnant pit bulls who have since been in our care, given birth to 18 puppies. And that is excluding the amount of calls we get every day, back to back, of those that we cannot help because we simply have no kennels.
Manager at Huckleberry Rescue, Reason Howerton, says they've been receiving an overwhelming number of calls.
There last week, and we were going to pick up 2 Chihuahuas as an owner surrender. This woman not only had lost her job, but lost her home. And on that mission, we had encountered packs of dogs and cats just roaming the streets.
According to her, this isn't something new to the area, but things have gotten worse since the Tyson plant closure. But Knoll's Marshal Randy Wilson says he hasn't noticed that. Wilson invited KOAM for a ride in the city.
Well, I think I saw 3 cats. Other than that, there were a few dogs that was in their yards and they were pinned up or chained up. But as far as any running around, I didn't see it. As far as since Tyson's has left, I myself have not seen any more. We saw 4 or 5 maybe. But here's the problem, we can't tell you whether they're strays or not, because if they don't have a collar on it and somebody owns it, I can't say it's a stray.
He said people should get a hold of them in case they see a stray. Wilson also says he has been working on the project of creating an animal pound in Knoll. However, according to him, this is a longer process that requires funding that they don't have available now.
We don't have a property tax. All we do is go off of retail sales tax, so everything we do in the city is generated off of that, and we just right now don't have the funding for that.
There are many individuals in Knoll who are very caring and are able to take some in, but it really needs help from the city, because it's a never-ending cycle. There are just dogs left and right who don't have anybody.
In Knoll, Fernandez Silva, KOAM News.
Now, we tried reaching out to Knoll city leaders, but they were unavailable for comment today. Huckleberry Rescue is also offering help to some families who don't currently have the resources to feed their dogs and cats. They'll also be offering a low-cost 2-day spay-neuter clinic. For more information, go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy.
Well, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Temperatures actually turned out pretty nice, all the way up to 62 during the afternoon. Cool start at 38 during the morning hours, but look at our average high. It's 53 degrees, so we were a good chunk above where we should be for this time of the year. Now, southerly winds, they're going to keep our temperatures up a little bit for us tonight. We have south winds kind of 5 to 10 to 15, and what these winds are going to do is actually keep our temperatures holding into the mid-40s instead of dropping into the 30s like we have seen over the past couple nights. We do have some clouds out there, and these clouds are going to continue to increase ahead of our next storm system, which is building out across parts of Arizona, southern parts of California, and this system is going to give us chances for rain as we go into the next 48 hours. Tonight, mainly dry, but clouds increase overnight, low down to 44. Of course, we're going to be talking about those rain chances here in just a bit.
Catch you then. The Better Business Bureau has issued a warning for people intending to use a moving company's service. The warning from the BBB comes after a Joplin resident filed a complaint. KOAM's Anthony Saviello joins us with more.
Recently, a Joplin resident found herself in a difficult situation after hiring a St. Louis-based moving company through a third-party broker. When it comes to moving your valuables, you want to make sure you can hire a company you can trust. However, sometimes that trust can turn into a scam that can cost thousands. In a recent case, a company quoted a Joplin woman just under $3,000 originally. The customer claimed she put a down payment of nearly $1,200 to lock in the quote. However, the day her belongings were loaded to be moved, Her original price was hiked to just over $4,000.
And consumers were telling BBB about being overcharged for moves that were arranged through moving brokers, about not getting refunds for missing or damaged items, about not getting any kind of communication, that simply if they tried to reach out to We the Best Movers, they weren't talking to them about the situation.
In a statement released earlier today, the Better Business Bureau, quote, advises consumers to use caution if doing business with We the Best Movers LLC, a St. Louis-based moving company. The statement went on to say that We the Best Movers LLC has an F rating, the lowest on BBB's scale due to several recent unanswered complaints. The business also has received recent negative customer reviews. We spoke with BBB Regional Director Pamela Hernandez about what advice she has for people trying to avoid similar situations.
So they need to do their research. They can go to bbb.org to check out a company, but to not just research the broker, but they also need to find out who the actual mover is going to be and research them as well. They can also contact the U.S. Department of Transportation to find out more about the companies to see if they've had any issues.
The company is organized by Edis Sekic, who is currently a defendant in a lawsuit filed by the Missouri Attorney General. We did reach out to Mr. Sekic, but we have not received a response.
Anthony Saviello, the Spiva Center for the Arts in Joplin is showcasing the work of some local artists. The center today hosted the opening reception for its Happy Walls exhibit. It features pieces made by residents with disabilities through a partnership with Independent Living Center. Officials say the exhibit makes more than the walls happy.
They don't get out of their house very much because they have disabilities and they live independent. We try to help them to live independently in their homes as long as they possibly can. So the first Friday of every month we get them and they get to come here and they get to have an art class. And so we decided this year we're going to show it off and we're going to have Happy Walls here at the Spiva Center at this beautiful building.
The art, it looks good, and some of the pieces I liked, and they remind me of a lot of things.
That exhibit is scheduled to be up for the next few weeks. A Joplin-based nonprofit is helping local women in need get free mammograms. Hope for You Breast Cancer Foundation today donated $7,500 to Freeman Health System. That money will provide free mammograms to women who are underinsured or don't have insurance at all. It's a tradition going back 14 years that officials say makes a world of difference.
Because we know the journey of cancer, and it's tough. I mean, it's not a walk in the park. And we know because of early detection, which is why we're here. So by what we do, we want to make more survivors.
In the past 14 years, Hope for You's donations have provided more than 2,000 free mammograms for women. Coming up, a former two-time Secretary of State passes away at the age of 100. Take a look at the life and legacy of Henry Kissinger. Plus,
an Israeli American is among the latest group of hostages released by Hamas. I'm Natalie Brand with the message from hostage families still desperately waiting for answers.
Light up this season.
former Secretary of State Henry Kissinger has died. According to a statement from his firm, he died today at his home in Connecticut. The cause was not released. Kissinger became a naturalized U.S. citizen in 1943 after his parents left Nazi Germany in 1938. He served as National Security Advisor and Secretary of State under Presidents Richard Nixon and Gerald Ford. He received a Nobel Peace Prize for helping arrange the end of U.S. military involvement in the Vietnam War. He was also a pivotal figure in easing tension with the Soviet Union. However, his legacy isn't without criticism. He was heavily criticized over the bombing of Cambodia during the Vietnam War, as well as supporting a coup against a democratic government in Chile. Kissinger was 100 years old. A second American-Israeli citizen has been released from captivity in Gaza as the end of a 6-day ceasefire looms. Secretary of State Antony Blinken has arrived in Israel amid last-minute international talks to extend the pause in the war again. Natalie Brand has the latest.
As the clock ticked down on the 6-day truce deal, Hamas freed 16 hostages Wednesday in exchange for 30 Palestinian prisoners held by Israel. The IDF said a group of 10 Israeli women and children and 4 Thai nationals were among those returned to Israel, including Liat Benin, a 49-year-old Israeli-American dual citizen.
I talked with her mother and father. They're very appreciative.
Her husband, Aviv, is still captured in Gaza. And getting him out of Gaza is a more complex issue than getting women and children out.
It's still an agonizing wait for so many hostage families. Some of them took part in a roundtable Wednesday here on Capitol Hill.
Time is running out.
Another parent, Ronan Nutra, says his son was serving in the IDF on the border with Gaza when the Hamas terror attack changed everything.
As a descendant of Holocaust survivors on both sides, both me and my wife, he understood the importance of strong Israel.
As for the youngest hostage, Hamas claims 10-month-old Kafir, his 4-year-old brother Ariel, and their mother Shiri were all killed in an Israeli strike in Gaza. A Hamas spokesperson tells CBS News they're willing to provide evidence of their deaths. The IDF briefed the Bibas family and said they are still investigating those claims. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
Today's exchange brings the total number of hostages freed during the truce to 97, with about 150 still detained. Authorities in Joplin today arrested 4 people after searching a home and finding drugs and weapons. Happened just before 10 this morning at 3042 West 15th Street in Joplin. Joplin SWAT and the Ozarks Drug Enforcement Team served a search warrant at the home. In addition to the drugs and those firearms, they also recovered a stolen motorcycle, they say. Authorities arrested 2 men and 2 women at the scene. It's not every day that police get in a high-speed chase with a house. That's probably why this dash cam video released by the Excelsior Springs, Missouri Police Department is getting so many views on social media. Police tried to pull over a pickup that was hauling the mobile home as it was weaving across the road, and the chase was on about 30 miles an hour. When the driver tried to make a sharp turn, another really bad idea, he went off the road and police made the arrest. You can see the entire video release along with police narration that you really want to hear. That's at KOAMnewsnow.com. Doug's forecast is next, and a little bit later, the CJ Classic Girls Basketball Tournament rolls on. John's going to have the latest on tonight's teams coming up in sports.
This is home.
Well, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Definitely warmer than what we have seen over the past couple days. We had quite a bit of sunshine. Temperatures went into low 60s during the afternoon, which is pretty good for this time of the year. Our average high is into lower 50s. Looks good right now. Nice shot of our Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex tower cam. This is downtown looking northeast. Of course, it's dark, but overall, looks pretty good. Look at our temps over the past 36 hours. Yesterday, only into lower 50s. Today, we went into lower 60s, so it's been a little bit warmer. And for us tonight, we're only going to be dropping back into the lower 40s for overnight lows. But the winds are going to be picking up. Look at this. Our wind gusts by morning are going to be 25 upwards to 30 miles per hour. And the winds kind of stay, we can call it breezy / windy all day long for us. Tomorrow, we're going to have those winds gusting anywhere from 20 upwards to 30 miles per hour. So not super windy, but definitely above that breezy limit ahead of our next storm system. And with that storm system, we're already starting to see some mid and upper level clouds, which are starting to roll through the region. And with those clouds, we're going to stay dry tonight, but rain chances will start to increase as we go through the next couple days. Let's go out toward the west, because here's where the system is. Southern parts of California moving into parts of Arizona. And once this shifts a little farther east and it picks up a little Gulf of Mexico moisture, that's when our rain chances will start to increase across the region. And I really think that's going to be late tomorrow into tomorrow night. But you can see the dip. So we're looking at the upper level winds. You can see that kink just to the south of Las Vegas, Nevada. So let's go through time. Let's go through the next few days. System 1 pulls out and gives us rain. Now, we do have another system behind this, but it's not going to have much in the way of moisture, but it will give us some cooler air as we go into the weekend. And then as we head into early next week, we have another system that drops in that may give us a few showers. But overall, the trend is really staying that we're fairly active, which is good. We need the rain anytime we can get it. All right, so a few showers late tonight into tomorrow morning, mainly our southern counties. As we go through the morning hours, mostly cloudy skies, a few random showers, but look at the rain. It really blossoms late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. Here's 7:30 p.m. Periods of rain tomorrow night. Here's 10:30 p.m. I think we'll have rounds of rain all night long. And then once we get into Friday morning, most of this rain will start to exit the region. Now, it's not going to be super heavy, but we will take whatever we can get. I think rainfall amounts, most of us are going to be a half an inch upwards to some areas, an inch of rain, but most of us are going to be about a half an inch of rain. Day planner for you Thursday, 49 in the morning, 52 by noon. High temperatures right around 52 or 53 degrees. Cooler on Friday, a high of only 49 with some random showers. We have a lot of clouds Saturday, but Sunday looks like a pretty good day. And overall temperatures heading into the beginning of December, not looking too bad.
Yeah, I would agree. Thanks, Doug. Still ahead. McDonald County girls basketball tries to punch their ticket to the championship game of the CJ Classic. Plus, Neosho tries to bounce back from their loss to Carl Junction on Monday. John Dales has highlights from those games and more up next.
It's day 3 of the CJ Classic girls basketball tournament. We already know Carl Junction will play for the championship tomorrow night. Now, who the Lady Bulldogs will face is up in the air, though. First game of the night, McDonald County against Springdale. Winner faces Carl Junction in the first place game tomorrow. Jacayla Bunch scores the first points of the game for the Lady Bulldogs and a nice stutter step move to the hoop. McDonald County settling in, though. Carly Cooper with a great pass down low to Dakota O'Brien. She finishes it off. Mustangs lead by 2 midway through the first. Later on in the first, Cooper finds Carly Martin on an inbounds play. She gets fouled, and the bucket drops. McDonald County up by 1 after she finishes the three-point play. Second half belonged to Springdale, though. First, Charlene Hudson connects on the 3 from the corner. That makes it a 10-point Bulldog lead in the third. Next Springdale possession, Kaya McCoy hits a 3 from the far wing. McDonald County falls 67-46. All Bulldogs. Springdale against Carl Junction in the first place game tomorrow night. Second game of the night, Neosho taking on Parkview. Wildcats coming off a loss on Monday. First quarter, Becklyn Garrett left open from 3. She drains it. Early 8-2 lead for Neosho. Later in the quarter, a little bit of the high-low game here. Garrett dumps it into Jasmine Washington. She turns and finishes. 10-point Wildcat lead at that point in the game. Second quarter now. Check out this ball movement from the Wildcats. Regan Williams to Courtney Thomason, out to Garrett. Her 3 comes up just short. Rebound by Haley Smith, though, and Garrett is not going to miss 2 in a row. Wildcats bring an 8-point lead into halftime. Second half, same story. Neosho clicking on offense, skip pass. There's Williams, wide open for 3. She nails it. Neosho goes on to win 53-30. Wildcats will face McDonald County in the third place game tomorrow evening. Moving over to the girls basketball tournament at Seneca, the Lady Indians play Aurora tonight, and the Lady Hounds have been unstoppable so far this year. That trend continues tonight. Aurora demolishes Seneca 62-26. It's the first time this season that the Lady Hounds have been held under 70 points. They still get a very comfortable win, though. They go 3-0 in the tournament, allowing a total of 66 points while scoring 215 themselves. Over to college football. Some troubling news today for Razorbacks fans. Per Chris Hummer of 24/7 Sports, Arkansas 3-year starting quarterback KJ Jefferson intends to enter the transfer portal. Following this news, Jefferson did post on his Instagram story, quote, "I haven't made my decision yet," end quote. If he does intend to enter the transfer portal, this comes the same day U of A is finalizing plans to bring back former head coach Bobby Petrino as its offensive coordinator. That's just kind of the reality of college football right now. That transfer portal is having more and more players come into it. It feels like every single year.
Yeah, the licensing agreements can make a difference for
They
a lot of
certainly
young
can.
athletes. We'll be right back. To celebrate 20 years since the release of the popular Christmas movie Elf, HelloFresh is re-releasing its version of the syrupy, candy-topped spaghetti famously devoured by Buddy the Elf, because doesn't that look good? Staying true to the film, the HelloFresh kit features spaghetti along with an array of sweet toppings like maple syrup and chocolate syrup and marshmallows and chocolate candies and chocolate frosted pastries, all of which can be enjoyed with or without utensils. You know, Buddy just used his hands. You can get yours starting on December 4th. Now here's Doug.
Well, we're going to have a lot of clouds for us tonight and mostly cloudy skies on Thursday. Showers are going to start to increase late in the day into the evening hours, and then periods of rain Thursday night into Friday morning, and then I think we'll start to dry out Friday afternoon. But it is going to be cooler, 52 tomorrow, 49 on Friday, a lot of clouds Saturday, high temp of 60, back to 57 on Sunday.
Final sports note.
College basketball score, Arkansas, game not over yet, but leading by 9 with 2 minutes left over the number 7 team in the country, Duke.
Wow, that would be a big win. We're going to leave you tonight with a look at the Christmas parade this evening in Columbus, Kansas. Thanks for joining us. Let's make it a great tomorrow.